So, I didn't really care for this movie. I will say that this movie was targeted towards me. It's a movie made by Gen Z, and it's a Gen Z horror movie or whatever. But I didn't really find it funny, even though I'm a part of Gen Z. I didn't think the humor was all that original or funny. There's like a vegan girl, and oh wow, she likes meat, and then she gets killed. Like, that is the point of her character. She talks about being vegan in a few scenes, and then right before she dies, she's eating a real hamburger. Just I don't care for these characters, and especially I think his name was Bobby in the movie. He's very unsufferable, and they straight up call him an asshole in this movie, but he's still one of the five characters that survive, which I think is a little bit too much in a horror movie to survive. I think my go-to for horror movie character to survive is at least three. I think five is a bit too many. Um, the so-called killers in this movie, they don't even really get um, motivations, in my opinion. Apparently, they wanted to kill the people to become famous, and at the same time, she also has been wanting to kill these people for years. I guess she doesn't like them. It's it's a mixture of Jill and Charlie's motive from Scream 4 and kind of like Mickey's motive from Scream 2, since he wanted to be caught, you know, as a killer. He wanted to blame the movies, so that was a big part of his motive. But he wanted to be known as a killer, and so does she. So, the motive isn't original at all. I actually got spoiled on who one of the killers was because I had decided to look up who was Mike and Miley because I had forgot who those characters were and they just kept being mentioned in the movie. And instead of going to images, I went to the first result and they spoiled that Mike was one of the killers. They didn't say who the other one was, but they said Mike's the other killer. So then I knew two killers were in the movie before it even got revealed. So I guess I should have just waited. Um, the kills in this movie, at least to me, aren't anything to really write home about. I thought one of the kills in the opening scene was good with the girl getting stabbed in the back of the neck in the car. But it's still not very original. The killer hiding in the back of the car and killing the victim isn't exactly original. I know horror is filled with a lot of tropes, but this movie just feels extra tropey. um, them not believing that someone had died and that Jason's playing a prank on them for some reason, even though he's kind of a wet noodle. I don't know why they would think he's playing a prank on them. It just goes on for a little bit too long. Then eventually they go see the body, and it's Devi who is the other killer, and she's not actually dead. I had forgot she was even supposed to be dead because when they reveal her and Mike as the killers, I wasn't like, oh, she's alive. I was like, oh, she's alive, but in the sense that I thought that she just hadn't been seen in the movie in a while and that they had forgot about her. I didn't remember her being like the first kill of the movie besides the opening kills. She was supposed to be the kill that got them all panicked in the first place. I forgot that was her. um, it just wasn't great. I didn't like that Bobby ends up surviving because I really didn't like him. And then Jason gets with one of the characters, and I thought that was kind of weird. But I also don't know what the age gap is supposed to be. I don't know if she's a counselor or a camper because they just all hung out together, and I just I don't know. I didn't really feel the romance, and I don't get why they got together. But they did. I think it's kind of cool though that Jason's clearly like a parody of Jason Voorhees. You know, he was a little kid that got killed at camp because of neglectful camp counselors, and in this movie, he's a camp counselor. So you know, it's clearly a little bit of a reference to Jason, I think. I don't know why else you would name a camp counselor Jason, but overall, I don't really care for this movie, but it's really cool that two people that were friends got to make a movie together.